How many times have you said, one day I'll do this, or one day I'll start working toward my goals? But what if one day never comes? What if you keep putting it off, waiting for the perfect time, the right moment, or the right circumstances? The truth is, one day is just an excuse we tell ourselves to avoid taking action. It's a trap. The real question is, when are you going to make today the day you start? When are you going to make today your day one? This video is for anyone tired of waiting, tired of postponing their dreams. It's time to stop waiting for the stars to align and start making things happen. Your future begins when you decide to take action right now. Stay tuned, because we're about to dive into how you can make today your day one and stop letting one day hold you back. Number 1, take control of your choices and own your future. Your life is built on the choices you make. Every day, every hour, every moment, you are deciding where your life is going. Whether you realize it or not, you are shaping your future with every action you take. The problem is, most people don't take control of their choices. They let life push them around. They react instead of taking charge. They blame circumstances instead of taking responsibility. But the truth is, you are in control. You have the power to decide where your life goes from here. If you want more, you have to decide. If you want success, you have to decide. If you want change, you have to decide. Because nobody is going to do it for you. Nobody is coming to fix your problems. Nobody is going to hand you the life you want. That is your job. That is your responsibility. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you take control. Think about where you are right now. Think about your health, your finances, your relationships, your career. Everything in your life is a result of the choices you have made up to this point. If you are not where you want to be, that means something needs to change. That means better choices must be made. Because if you keep making the same choices, you will keep getting the same results. Some people don't like hearing that. They want to believe their situation is someone else's fault. They want to blame their boss, the economy, their parents, their past. But blaming others does nothing for you. It keeps you stuck. It takes away your power. And if you give away your power, you give away your future. So what do? You take control. You make decisions with purpose. You stop waiting for things to change. And you change them yourself. You stop hoping life will get better. And you start making it better. You decide what you want. You get clear about your goals. Not vague. Not someday. Not maybe. You get specific. You write it down. You make it real. And then you act. You take steps every single day that move you closer to that goal. Most people never do this. They say they want success, but they don't act like it. They waste time. They procrastinate. They let distractions take over. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But success is not a mystery. It is the result of doing the right things, consistently over time. If you want to be successful, you have to act successful. That means taking care of your health. That means managing your money wisely. That means being disciplined with your time. That means constantly learning, growing, and improving. Every single day. Not when it's convenient. Not when you feel like it. Every single day. It won't always be easy. There will be days when you feel tired. There will be days when you want to quit. There will be moments when the excuses creep in. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when you must push forward. Because every time you choose discipline over excuses, you take another step toward the life you want. Think about where you want to be in 5 years. Think about the life you dream of. If you don't take control of your choices now, you will wake up 5 years from now in the exact same place, wondering where the time went. But if you take control today, if you make the right decisions, if you stay committed, 5 years from now, you will be in a completely different place. A better place. A stronger place. A place you built with your own choices. No more blaming. No more excuses. No more waiting. Take control. Decide what you want. And go after it with everything you have. Your future is in your hands. Number 2. Stop blaming others and start fixing your situation. Your life is not in someone else's hands. Your success, your happiness, Your future, it's all up to you. The moment you stop blaming others for your problems and take full responsibility, your life will start to change. But as long as you make excuses, as long as you point fingers, you will stay stuck. Nothing will improve. Nothing will change. Because when you blame, you give away your power. And when you give away your power, you give away your future. People waste years complaining. They complain about their childhood, their boss, their spouse, their bad luck. They tell themselves life is unfair, but complaining does nothing. It doesn't move you forward. It doesn't solve anything. It just keeps you in the same place over and over again. If you don't have the money you want, it's not because of the economy. If you don't have the health you want, it's not because of bad genetics. If your relationships are not fulfilling, it's not because of other people. It's because of the choices you have made. And if you want better results, you need to make better choices. That's not easy to hear. People don't like to be told they are responsible for their problems. They want to believe it's someone else's fault. Because if it's someone else's fault, they don't have to do anything about it. They can keep complaining. They can keep feeling sorry for themselves. But that's not how life works. If you want to fix your situation, you must start by taking responsibility. You must stop making excuses and start taking action. You must stop blaming and start changing. That's the difference between successful people and everyone else. Successful people don't sit around waiting for things to get better. They make things better. If something in your life isn't working, change it. If you don't like your job, get better skills and find a better one. If you don't like the way you feel, start exercising and eating better. If you don't like the way people treat you, improve yourself and demand more. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. You have control, but only if you decide to take it. Change is not easy. It requires effort. It requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. But the alternative is worse. The alternative is staying the same year after year, watching time pass by while nothing improves. 5 years from now, you will look back at this moment. You will either be proud that you took control, or you will regret that you wasted more time. The choice is yours. But if you want a better life, it starts today. It starts with you. Stop blaming, start fixing. Your future depends on it. Number 3, accept your past mistakes and learn from them fast. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes do not control your future. But if you refuse to accept them, if you refuse to learn from them, they will hold you back for the rest of your life. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has moments of failure, bad decisions, and regrets. But the difference between successful people and those who stay stuck is simple. Successful people accept their mistakes, learn from them fast, and move forward with new wisdom. Some people spend years blaming themselves for what went wrong. They replay their failures in their minds over and over again. They hold on to guilt, shame, and regret as if it will change the past. But it won't. No amount of guilt will fix a mistake. No amount of regret will change what happened. The only thing that can fix a mistake is learning from it and doing better next time. Some people go the other way. Instead of facing their mistakes, they ignore them. They pretend they never happened. They avoid responsibility. But ignoring a mistake does not erase it. If you don't face it, you can't fix it. And if you don't fix it, you'll repeat it. Your past mistakes are lessons. They are showing you what not to do. They are pointing out what needs to change. But if you refuse to look at them, if you refuse to learn, you will keep making the same mistakes over and over again. That's why some people feel stuck. That's why they go in circles. Because they keep repeating the same decisions, expecting a different result. If you made a bad financial decision, accept it. If you made a bad career move, accept it. If you made poor health choices, accept it. It happened. It's done. The question now is, what will you do about it? Will you sit there and feel sorry for yourself? Will you make excuses? Or will you take responsibility and do better? The faster you accept your mistakes, the faster you can grow. The faster you take responsibility, the faster you can change. But the longer you avoid it, the longer you stay stuck. Time does not fix mistakes. Only action does. Some people look at their past and say, I wish I had done things differently. But the truth is, if you had known better, you would have done better. The fact that you made mistakes means you had something to learn. Now you know. Now you can move forward with wisdom. But that only happens if you make the decision to learn and apply what you've learned. You don't have time to waste on regret. You don't have time to sit around feeling bad about the past. You have a life to build. You have goals to reach. You have a future to create. And every moment you spend dwelling on the past is a moment you lose in building your future. Some of the most successful people in the world have made huge mistakes. They have failed in business, lost money, made bad decisions, and disappointed themselves. But they didn't stop there. They learned, adjusted, and kept going. That's what you must do. Your past is only a problem if you refuse to learn from it. The moment you take responsibility and decide to improve, your mistakes become lessons, and your future becomes stronger. Stop holding on to guilt. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop making excuses. Accept your mistakes. Learn fast, and move forward with strength. Your future is waiting. Number 4. Stop making excuses and take real action now. Excuses do nothing for you. They don't pay the bills. They don't make you stronger. They don't change your life. All they do is keep you stuck. Every time you make an excuse, you are choosing to stay where you are. You are choosing comfort over growth. You are choosing failure over progress. And if you don't stop now, you will wake up one day wondering where all your time went. People have a reason for everything. A reason they're not in shape. A reason they don't have the money they want. A reason they haven't started that business. A reason they haven't built the life they keep talking about. And in their mind, those reasons sound good. They sound valid. But the truth is, those are just excuses. They are stories people tell themselves to feel better about not taking action. Some say they don't have enough time, but they waste hours on distractions every day. Some say they don't have the right connections, but they never make an effort to meet new people. Some say they don't have the resources, but they never take the first step to figure things out. The truth is, if something is important enough, you will find a way. If it's not, you will find an excuse. The problem with excuses is that they feel comfortable. They let you off the hook. They make it easy to avoid responsibility. But comfort is dangerous. It keeps you stuck. It stops you from growing. And if you keep choosing comfort, you will keep living the same life year after year. If you want to change your life, you must get rid of excuses. You must take full responsibility for where you are right now. You must stop blaming circumstances, people, or bad luck. The only way to move forward is to take control. Look at your life right now. Look at the things you say you want. Now ask yourself, what actions have you taken to make those things happen? Have you done everything possible? Have you been consistent? Have you pushed yourself beyond what feels comfortable? If the answer is no, then it's time to be honest. It's time to stop lying to yourself. It's time to take action. Success is not complicated. It is the result of doing the right things every single day. No matter how you feel, the people who win are not the ones who have the best circumstances. They are not the ones with the most talent. They are the ones who take action. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait until they feel ready. They don't wait for motivation. They just do the work. If you don't have the skills, start learning. If you don't have the resources, start with what you have. If you don't have the connections, start meeting people. If you don't feel ready, start anyway. You will never feel fully ready. There will always be doubts. There will always be challenges. But the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. The longer you make excuses, the more comfortable failure becomes. And once you get comfortable with failure, you stop trying altogether. Look at the people who inspire you. The ones who have built something great. They all started somewhere. They all had doubts. They all had fears. But they didn't let those things stop them. They took action, even when it was hard, even when they didn't have all the answers. That's what you must do. You don't need another excuse. You don't need another reason to wait. You need to act. You need to do something today that moves you forward. Even if it's small, even if it's uncomfortable. Because every step you take gets you closer to where you want to be. Your life is your responsibility. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. If you want it, go get it. Stop making excuses. Take action. Do it now. Because the more you wait, the more time you waste. And time is the one thing you can never get back. Number 5. Create your own success and stop waiting for luck. Success is not something that happens by chance. It is not something you stumble upon. It is not something that appears out of nowhere. Success is built. It is earned. It is the result of consistent effort, discipline, and making the right choices every day. But too many people are waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for luck to come their way, waiting for things to change without taking action. And that is why they stay stuck. Because waiting does nothing. Luck is not a strategy. You cannot sit back and hope that things will magically fall into place. You cannot expect success to show up at your door without effort. If you are waiting for a sign, for a lucky break, for someone to give you an opportunity, you are wasting time. The people who succeed are not the ones who wait. They are the ones who take action. They are the ones who make things happen, no matter what. Some people believe success is about luck because they only see the results. They see someone who has built a great business, but they don't see the years of hard work behind it. They see an athlete winning, but they don't see the early mornings and late nights of training. They see someone achieving financial freedom, but they don't see the sacrifices that were made. It is easy to call it luck when you don't see the effort, but the truth is, success is earned. It is the result of making the right decisions every single day. If you want success, you have to take full responsibility for your life. You cannot rely on luck. You cannot wait for things to change. You cannot hope that someday everything will just work out. You have to decide right now that you will do whatever it takes to get where you want to be. People who succeed have a different mindset. They don't waste time complaining. They don't blame circumstances. They don't sit around waiting for things to get easier. They take control. They find solutions. They figure things out. And that is what you must do. If you don't have the skills you need, learn them. If you don't have the resources, start with what you have. If you don't know where to begin, take the first step and figure it out along the way. Because waiting will not get you anywhere. Action will. Some people look at their situation and say, I wish I had better opportunities. But opportunities are created, not given. If you want something, go after it. If you want a better life, build it. If you want financial freedom, start making better financial decisions today. If you want better health, change your habits now. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to hand you success. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who had everything handed to them. They are the ones who worked, who learned, who adapted, who never gave up. They didn't sit around waiting for luck. They made their own luck. They put themselves in positions where opportunities would come. They took action, even when they were unsure. And because of that, they created success. You have the power to do the same. Your future is in your hands. Your success depends on what you do today. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not when you feel ready. Now, because the longer you wait, the more time you waste. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop hoping for an easy path. Stop believing that luck will fix everything. Success is built by those who take action. So decide today. Decide to put in the work. Decide to do what it takes. Decide to create your own success, no matter what. Because if you don't, you will look back years from now and realize that waiting got you nowhere. Take action now. Your future depends on it. Number 6. Change your mindset and take charge of your life. Changing your mindset is the first step to changing your life. The way you think controls everything. It determines your actions, your decisions, your habits, and ultimately, your results. If your mindset is weak, your life will be weak. If your mindset is filled with doubt and excuses, your actions will reflect that. But if your mindset is strong, if you believe in yourself, if you take responsibility, then you can take charge of your life and create real change. Too many people go through life stuck in the same place because they refuse to change the way they think. They blame their circumstances. They blame their past. They blame other people. But blaming does nothing. It doesn't move you forward. It doesn't give you solutions. It only keeps you stuck. If you want real change, you must take control of your mind first. Most people don't even realize they are trapped by their own thinking. They wake up every day with the same thoughts, the same worries, the same doubts. They say things like, "I can't do that. It's too hard. I'll never succeed." And when you think like that, what happens? You don't try, you don't push yourself, you don't take action. And so, nothing changes. If you want success, if you want growth, you must take control of your thoughts. You must train your mind to work for you, not against you. You must replace doubt with confidence, replace fear with action, replace negativity with determination, because everything starts in the mind. If your mind is weak, your life will be weak, but if your mind is strong, nothing can stop you. Taking charge of your life means taking responsibility for everything, your choices, your actions, your results. No one else is responsible for where you are right now. No one else is responsible for your success or failure. It's all on you. And that is a powerful realization, because it means you have control. You don't have to wait for anyone. You don't have to rely on luck. You don't have to hope things get better. You can make them better by changing the way you think and taking massive action. Some people say, "I can't change. This is just how I am." That is a lie. Everyone can change. Everyone can improve. Everyone can grow. But you must want it. You must be willing to do the work. You must be willing to step outside your comfort zone and challenge yourself. Because if you don't, you will stay the same. You will keep living the same life, facing the same problems, feeling the same frustrations, and that is not how you take charge of your life. Success is not given to people who wait. It is given to people who take action, who refuse to settle, who demand more from themselves. If you want more, you have to do more. If you want a better life, you have to make better decisions. And it all starts with the way you think. So start paying attention to your thoughts. Are they helping you or holding you back? Are they pushing you forward or keeping you stuck? Because the way you think will determine what you do, and what you do will determine where you end up. If you don't like where you are, change the way you think and start taking action, because nothing changes until you do. Number 7. Face your problems head on and solve them quickly. Facing your problems is the only way to take control of your life. Ignoring them won't make them disappear. Avoiding them won't make things easier. Wishing they weren't there won't change a thing. The only way to move forward is to deal with them directly and solve them as fast as possible. Most people don't do this. They run from their problems. They push them aside. They pretend they don't exist. But problems don't go away just because you ignore them. They grow. They get worse. They turn into something bigger, something harder to handle. And before you know it, you feel overwhelmed, stuck, unable to move forward. That's what happens when you avoid the hard things in life. If you want success, if you want progress, you must develop the habit of solving problems fast. No waiting, no hoping, no running. Face them head on. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. If you deal with it now, you save yourself time, energy, and stress. Many people fear their problems because they think they are too big, too difficult, too complicated. But the truth is, most problems only feel big because they haven't been dealt with. The moment you start working on them, they become manageable. You realize they are not as bad as you imagined. And even if they are, taking action is still better than doing nothing. The key is to stop making excuses. Stop saying, "I'll do it later." Stop telling yourself, "It's not that bad." Stop avoiding reality. If something is holding you back, deal with it now. If something is causing stress, fix it immediately. If something is standing between you and your goals, remove it. The faster you handle your problems, the faster you move forward. Think about this. How many times have you put off something difficult, only to realize later that it wasn't as bad as you thought? How many times have you wasted days, weeks, or even years worrying about something instead of taking action? Imagine where you would be today if you had handled your problems the moment they showed up. Imagine how much progress you could have made. Every successful person understands this. They don't run. They don't delay. They deal with reality as it is. They don't waste time complaining. They don't look for ways to avoid the work. They take action. They face the problem, find the solution, and move on. That's how progress is made. You must develop this mindset. You must train yourself to deal with problems instead of escaping them. It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. Every time you solve a problem, you become stronger, you become smarter, you become more capable. And the more you do it, the better you get. There is no growth without challenges. There is no success without struggle. But the people who win in life are the ones who refuse to back down. They take full responsibility. They don't wait for someone else to fix things. They don't sit around hoping for a miracle. They get up, they face reality, and they do what needs to be done. This is how you move forward. This is how you take control. And this is how you build a life of strength, confidence, and success. Face your problems head on and solve them quickly. Because every minute you wait is a minute wasted. Take action now, and your future will thank you. Number 8, hold yourself accountable and push yourself every day. Holding yourself accountable is one of the most important things you will ever do. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to do the work for you. Nobody is going to push you to be better every single day. That is your job. If you don't take responsibility for your actions, your choices, and your results, then you will never move forward. Most people don't like hearing this. They want to believe that their situation is someone else's fault. They want to blame their parents, their boss, the economy, or bad luck. They want an excuse for why they are not where they want to be. But blaming others doesn't change anything. It doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't improve your skills. It doesn't help you grow. It only keeps you stuck. If you want to live a better life, you must hold yourself accountable. That means no more excuses. No more waiting. No more blaming. You take control, you take action, and you make things happen. You set the standard for yourself, and you don't lower it just because things get hard. Accountability means waking up every day and doing what you said you would do. It means following through on your commitments. It means staying disciplined even when you don't feel like it. Because that's where real progress happens. Not when it's easy, but when it's hard. Some people only do what needs to be done when they feel motivated. But motivation comes and goes. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward. Discipline is waking up early when you would rather sleep in. It's working on your goals when nobody is watching. It's putting in the effort, even when you don't see instant results. That's what separates successful people from everyone else. You have to push yourself every single day. You have to demand more from yourself than anyone else ever will. Because if you don't, then you will always settle for less than what you are capable of. Nobody is going to push you as hard as you can push yourself. Nobody cares about your success as much as you do. If you want to build a strong body, you must push your limits in the gym. If you want to build a successful career, you must push yourself to work harder and smarter. If you want to improve your skills, you must push yourself to keep learning. Growth only happens when you push beyond what is comfortable. Most people avoid discomfort. They avoid challenges. They avoid anything that feels difficult. But that's why most people never reach their full potential. If you want to rise above the rest, you must do what most people refuse to do. You must embrace the hard work. You must welcome the struggle. You must see every challenge as an opportunity to get better. Holding yourself accountable means being honest with yourself. If you didn't do the work, admit it. If you made a mistake, own it. If you didn't give your best effort, take responsibility. The worst thing you can do is lie to yourself. Because the moment you start making excuses for yourself, you stop growing. There is power in taking responsibility. When you hold yourself accountable, you take control of your life, you stop waiting for things to change, and you start making changes. You stop relying on luck, and you start creating opportunities. You stop blaming others, and you start building a life you can be proud of. But it won't happen overnight. It takes daily effort. It takes discipline. It takes a commitment to push yourself, even when nobody else is watching. Every single day, you must wake up and ask yourself, what am I doing today to move forward? If the answer is nothing, then you are falling behind. If you want more, do more. If you want better results, take better actions. If you want to win, stop making excuses and start making progress. The only person who can change your life is you. Hold yourself accountable and push yourself every day, because nobody else will do it for you. Number 9, eliminate negativity and focus on real self-improvement. You cannot become the best version of yourself while carrying negativity around. It's a heavy weight. It slows you down. It holds you back from doing what you need to do and from becoming who you are meant to be. Negativity is a thief of time, energy, and potential. And the truth is, you are the one who decides whether or not it stays in your life. When negativity surrounds you, it poisons your mindset. It eats away at your confidence, your dreams, and your will to take action. Think about the moments in your life when you felt defeated. Think about the times when you felt stuck, or when you thought it was all too much. What were you thinking during those times? Were you focused on the possibilities, or were you focusing on the problems? Were you thinking about what could go right, or what could go wrong? You see, negativity doesn't just show up in the form of negative people. It shows up in your own mind, in your own thoughts, and in the stories you tell yourself. I can't do this. This is too hard. This will never work. I'm not good enough. These thoughts are the very things that stop you from moving forward. These thoughts are what hold you in place, keep you stuck, and prevent you from achieving your goals. And here's the thing. You can change that. You can choose what you focus on. You can choose how you react to the challenges that life throws your way. The negativity that exists in your life is not permanent unless you allow it to be. You have the power to shift your mindset and refocus your energy on what truly matters. One of the first things you need to do to eliminate negativity is to take full responsibility for your own thoughts. You have the ability to control what you think about. You have the ability to direct your mind toward the things that will help you grow. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, you have the ability to stop, acknowledge that thought, and then replace it with something positive or constructive. This might sound simple, but it works. Every time you turn a negative thought into a positive one, you are taking back control. Now, this isn't to say that life won't be challenging. It's not to say that there won't be difficult times or moments where you feel discouraged. Those moments are part of life, but how you choose to face them is what matters. When you face them with a positive mindset, when you focus on solutions instead of problems, you will always find a way forward. It's about training your mind to look at every situation as an opportunity to learn. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I learn from this? What is this teaching me? Every setback, every mistake, every failure carries a lesson if you are willing to look for it. When you shift your focus to the lesson, you eliminate the negativity that comes with feeling sorry for yourself. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start being a victor of your own life. Another key part of eliminating negativity is removing negative influences from your life. This doesn't just mean cutting out toxic people, although that's important. It also means cutting out negative media, negative environments, and anything that consistently brings you down. You might need to disconnect from social media for a while. Stop watching the news that fills you with fear, or stop hanging around with people who don't support your growth. The more negativity you allow in, the harder it will be to focus on your own personal development. Protect your mind. Protect your energy. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. If you are constantly surrounded by people who complain, who see the world in a negative light, and who are always talking about what can't be done, then it will be much harder for you to rise above that mindset. But if you surround yourself with positive, like-minded individuals who are focused on growth, who are working hard to improve their lives, then you will start to think and act the same way. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mindset, and if you want to eliminate negativity, you must intentionally create a positive environment around you. Eliminating negativity doesn't just apply to what's outside of you, it also applies to how you speak to yourself. If you are constantly telling yourself that you are not enough, that you are not capable, that you will never succeed, then that's exactly what you will experience. Your words have power. The way you speak to yourself shapes the way you see the world and the way you act. If you tell yourself that you are a failure, that you will never achieve anything, then you are setting yourself up for exactly that. But if you start to speak life into yourself, if you start to say, I am capable, I can do this, I am worthy of success, you will begin to see yourself in a new light. And as you see yourself differently, you will start to take different actions. You will start to push yourself harder. You will start to create the results you want in your life. Self-talk is one of the most powerful tools you have. So ask yourself, what are you saying to yourself every day? What are the messages that you are reinforcing in your mind? Are they messages of hope, possibility, and self-belief? Or are they messages of doubt, fear, and limitation? The language you use with yourself will directly impact the actions you take and the results you get. If you want to make real self-improvement, you must start by changing the way you talk to yourself. Finally, to truly eliminate negativity and focus on real self-improvement, you must take consistent action. Action is the antidote to fear, to doubt, and to negativity. When you take action, even small steps, you prove to yourself that you are capable. You prove to yourself that you can make things happen. The more action you take, the more confidence you build, and the more confidence you build, the less room there is for negativity in your life. You replace doubt with certainty, fear with courage, and insecurity with self-assurance. But action must be purposeful. It must be aligned with your goals. Self-improvement isn't about running around doing random tasks. It's about focusing on the actions that will move you closer to the life you want. When you focus on meaningful action, you focus on growth. And when you focus on growth, you focus on progress. And progress is what makes life worth living. Real self-improvement is not about perfection. It's about taking responsibility for your growth, for your mindset, and for your actions. It's about being intentional with your choices and committing to your personal development every single day. You cannot afford to waste time on negativity. You cannot afford to waste energy on things that do not serve your growth. Eliminate the negative thoughts, the negative people, and the negative habits, and focus on building a life of purpose, positivity, and progress. The power to change your life is within you. The choice is yours. You can either continue to dwell in negativity, or you can make the decision today to focus on real self-improvement. You can choose to look for solutions instead of problems. You can choose to speak life into yourself. You can choose to take action toward the life you want to create. The choice is always yours. But if you truly want to become the best version of yourself, you must choose to eliminate negativity and focus all your energy on your growth. Only then will you see the life you've always dreamed of become your reality. Number 10. Decide to grow stronger and never play the victim. There's a decision you have to make if you want to truly change your life and grow into the person you are capable of becoming. It's a decision that will define the rest of your journey. And that decision is simple. You must decide to grow stronger and never ever play the victim. The moment you make this decision is the moment you take control of your future. So many people today get caught up in their circumstances. They let their problems, their past mistakes, and even the challenges they face right now determine who they are and what they can achieve. But here's the truth. Your circumstances do not define you. Your past does not determine your future. You are not a product of your environment, your upbringing, or the mistakes you've made. You are who you decide to be today. The strength, the resilience, the success that you desire is not something that is given to you. It's something you earn. And it starts by deciding to stop playing the victim. Too many people today choose to play the victim. They blame their circumstances, their upbringing, their lack of resources, or the people around them for where they are in life. They spend their time complaining about what they don't have or how unfair life is. They let the bad things that have happened to them in the past keep them stuck in a cycle of disappointment, regret, and hopelessness. But that's not living. That's existing. And if you want to break free from that, you have to take responsibility for your life and stop blaming others or your circumstances for the way things are. We all face challenges. No one gets a pass. Life doesn't just hand out a smooth path to anyone. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is how they respond to those challenges. Do they see them as obstacles that they can't overcome, or do they see them as opportunities to grow, to get stronger, to prove to themselves what they're really made of? The people who grow stronger in the face of adversity are the ones who refuse to play the victim. They refuse to let circumstances dictate who they are. Think about it for a moment. What would your life look like if you stopped blaming your past for your present? What if you stopped looking at the things that have happened to you and started focusing on what you can do with what you've got now? The truth is, your past only has power over you if you give it power. If you continue to allow it to define you, you will never move forward. But the moment you make the decision to take responsibility for your life and stop playing the victim, everything changes. When you stop playing the victim, you stop being at the mercy of your circumstances. You stop waiting for things to magically improve, and you start taking action to improve them yourself. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to come and fix your life. That's your job. And it starts with deciding to take responsibility. You must take ownership of your actions, your decisions, and your results. No one can do that for you. If you've been stuck in a cycle of complaining, blaming, or making excuses, it's time to change your mindset. It's time to shift your focus from the things you can't control to the things you can. You can't control what other people do. You can't control the mistakes you've made in the past, but you can control what you do from this moment forward. You can control your attitude. You can control your actions. You can control how you show up every single day. And those things matter more than anything else. Taking responsibility doesn't mean that you're not going to face difficulties. It doesn't mean that everything will be easy. But what it does mean is that you're going to face those difficulties head on. You're going to face the challenges, the setbacks, the disappointments, and the failures with the mindset of a victor, not a victim. You're going to keep going, no matter what, because you know that you have the strength to overcome whatever comes your way. One of the most powerful things you can do is to stop looking for someone or something to blame. When you stop blaming others, you take back your power. When you stop blaming your circumstances, you stop being a victim to them. You start to realize that you have the power to change your life, and that power is in your hands, not anyone else's. Now, this doesn't mean that you should ignore the pain or the difficulty of your situation. It doesn't mean that you should suppress your feelings or pretend that everything is okay when it's not. It's okay to acknowledge the challenges you face. It's okay to feel frustration, disappointment, or sadness. But don't stay there. Don't get stuck in that place. Don't let those feelings control you. Recognize them, feel them, and then move on. Don't let the past or the negative emotions of today dictate the choices you make tomorrow. You have the power to create a new future for yourself, but it requires you to make a commitment to yourself. You have to decide right now that you are going to do the work. You are going to face your fears, confront your doubts, and push through the tough times. The only way to grow stronger is by pushing yourself to do the hard things. The only way to get better is by challenging yourself to become better. And every time you step outside your comfort zone and take action, you build strength. You become more resilient. You build the kind of character that can't be broken by life's challenges. When you make the decision to stop playing the victim and take responsibility for your life, you take the first step toward real growth. You take the first step toward the kind of success that is built on hard work, perseverance, and a commitment to personal growth. You start to realize that the power to create the life you want is in your hands, and that power is always there, waiting for you to take hold of it. It's time to stop looking at life as something that happens to you and start seeing it as something you can shape and control. You are not at the mercy of your past. You are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You are in control of your destiny, and it starts with the decision to grow stronger, to stop making excuses, and to stop playing the victim. The truth is, No one else is going to care more about your success than you do. No one else is going to work harder for your dreams than you will. It's your responsibility. And if you're willing to accept that responsibility and commit to doing the work, you will begin to see changes in your life. You will begin to experience the growth, the strength, and the success that you desire. Decide today that you will no longer let your past or your circumstances define you. Decide that you will take full responsibility for your life. Decide that you will grow stronger, no matter what, and watch as your life begins to transform.